as you head up into the staircases, and the first they are just metal, and then yes.
I was gonna say I'm probably gonna move for my size, surprisingly agile,
Right.
and swinging up this staircase.
Sure. Hmm.
Because I'm thinking my clinging and my extra limbs and everything would
Oh, the
allow me
clinging.
to
Actually, the
get
clinging
up
is.
this.
Actually, I was going to say the clinging alone is going to be fantastic. I mean, I
Yeah.
forgot
Yeah.
all about that. I mean, you can slither up the sides of the walls. You can,
Oh, whatever. I'm
yeah,
just gonna
all those
go through
things.
the middle in the
Yeah,
staircase all the way up.
absolutely. And yes, you are actually quite fast, and so that's
And
going
I
to
guess
probably help.
I'm just
Right, you're just going to drift up vertically, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Right. So as you do this, as you come to the level that is just below the ground, and now you're in an area that is uh, quite high tech, well funded, um, and you are going to discover a frightening uh, sight, which is that there are several men in uniform who have been killed. And so the area you are in, again, to stay with kind of the college classroom or kind of Pentagon idea, is a corridor that has fluorescent lights across the top, and that has nice carpets, and the rooms that are set along the side of the corridor have kind of they look like university offices or conference rooms. This is a little strip of usable space under the surface of the ground that they use for who knows what. But I'm sure if you read the bulletin boards or something, you could know what they are using it for. But who cares? The logo of SOE is on the wall. It's sort of the thing they put on the wall. And the people who are lying around are members of that organization. They have been brutally. It's as if somebody took a machete and actually just went through them like they were plants. So there's a lot of blood, and there's it doesn't look as though they barely had time to shoot anything. A couple of them have their guns out, a couple of them don't. Somebody just went in and completely raged through them and tore them apart. So with an edged weapon of some kind.
This is not the act of grey face.
No.
This is probably it's a slicing
Probably
maneuver.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It doesn't seem too much. And I want you to make an intelligence roll for Cosmonaut right now. It's a perception roll, actually.
Yeah,
because your awareness is operating or was operating
8.
long enough.
So that's good.
8. That is very good, actually. Because you are aware when Slice steps out of the shadows. And she does so behind you, which is to say behind Havsmanan.
Yeah.
And so the effect, I mean, you are still, I mean, it's like before. Remember when you were having your awareness and you sense La Flecha Dorada, right? It's a lot like that. And so she is terrifyingly she doesn't move like La Flecha Dorada in that kind of inhuman amphibian way at all. She moves like a commando, like a military trained person, and is already in a combat position and moving forward quite fast. Protruding from her hands, although you cannot see precisely how in the darkness and the confusion of the situation, but there are definitely blades that she is using of some kind. And they are really not that long. So they are not 3 feet long or something like that. And her, you recognize, her scarred face, and you recognize the black hair, which is just whipping behind her like a flag. And the I guess the best thing to do now is to move in on phase 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. And so what phases do you have? 1, 3, 5, and 6, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so phase 1 and your dexterity is what? 11?
12.
12, okay. And you have ego 11. Okay, so in that case, she is going to, you can shout to warn Havsmannen if you want to.
Yes, that if that helps, because she's going before me.
Yes.
She's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
and Havsmannen is her target. And so so therefore, 13, 15 against 12. Okay, so that's 14 or less. Okay, 13 or less. Okay, so she basically, from Havsmannen's point of view, you turn and you are going to get your full defensive value against her because you were warned. But on the other hand, she rolls sufficiently. She's obviously quite good with this. And she has, sliced into you. Now, this is what's going to happen to you. All right. You're going to take 2 body damage, and which is tissue damage. You have been cut. And that you have, and you are going to take as well 2 points drop to your intelligence.
Ooh.
Right. What has happened? It's actually as though one of the blades actually has traveled up through your body, and it actually has gone through your head and out. What's kind of interesting is that the damage that she's doing is only partly material. The actual tissue damage is just a cut on your body, but the blade traveled through a lot more than just that one area, that one bit that it truly cut. And part of what it cut was actually through your head. And it's as though she actually sliced away part of your mind.
All right. So I will say the Gothenburg equivalent of son of a bitch, which would be fan gör du? Är du inte klok eller? All right.
Let this be a lesson to everyone. Yes.
Ett kort kommando.
Oh, are you going to criticize his profanity now?
No, but I'm.
All right. You're up.
Well,
I'm hurting.
Well,
too bad. It's going to be fine.
This is also a maneuver that you are not familiar with. After the cut, she actually moves away from you. So it was a running, it's like she ran up, turned, and did some sort of maneuver, and then just kept going, right? And so she's now moving more past Cosmonaut at this point. So
I'm totally weakening her ego.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. So, and I so what my basic dice roll is 4d6.
Well, first you have to roll to hit her, which is a 3d6 roll.
3.
And now I am having the fun part of all the maneuvers for a martial arts moving character, which is a little bit unforgiving. Martial arts characters have plenty of bonuses to their
defense.
Their offense and defense in some cases. And
So
I'm just going to quickly check. Yes, so it's +1 defense. Okay, so she has the equivalent there. You have a 12 for your dexterity.
Yeah.
And so therefore you have a 9 or less to hit.
All right. 9 or less to hit. And that means that I actually have to like grab her with my claw.
Exactly correct.
Let's roll. And that's an 11. So that's so she passes me by somehow.
Right. But I do want you to spend the endurance. So that's going to be 8 endurance.
Oh my god.
Right. And so she's moving defensively enough to have managed this. And so
was there any way to me to like boost that?
Well, if you mean by having more points to put into this, then yes. But there is not a behavioral or bonusy way to do it.
No.
The only way really might have been, if I had been thinking clearly or quickly enough, is if you there are bonuses available for surprises, and also just because we think it was cool as hell, right? Something was cool.
But there's nothing like
right.
There's nothing like pushing it or adding bonus by spending extra endurance or anything like that.
No. Not for the hit, no. For that, you need to pay. You need to use. Sorry. For that, you need to use points to get what are called skill levels in that particular maneuver, or bring up your dexterity and things like that. So, yes, all of the voluntary things apply to effects more than they apply to the resolutions. All right, let's see. So no, you are not screwed out of a hit because I didn't tell you something. So therefore, we have her. She is continuing to go past, and there is a rather strange smell in the air.
Are we on? Oh shit! Are we on phase 2?
We are on phase 2.
Okay. Since I've never used it, I need to ask. I have regeneration.
Yes.
But I don't know how effective it is, and if it's good to use it now, or if I should save it until I'm more hurt, or if it's...
Well, under ordinary circumstances, regeneration is extremely effective. You have actually a considerable amount of it, 3 dice. So if you had taken body damage and you took a recovery, then you would roll the 3 dice, and I believe it's extremely... Let me double check here because there are wheels within wheels, and I want to make sure that I tell you the right thing.
What I'm feeling is that it's only 2 points of body, only in air quotes, but maybe it's not. Right. Maybe it's better to save it until I'm more hurt.
If you are, or if you have received body damage that is not destructive, then you will total the dice. It's not a core roll. You will literally total the dice.
All right.
So regeneration could restore an immense amount of body damage to you.
Okay, cool.
However, if it was a severe form of damage called destruction, then it will still work, but it's just the core.
Oral. Yeah, right. Got it. And would that could that potentially heal my intelligence loss as well, or is that something else?
Yes, it can.
Okay. I'm gonna save it for now, and
your intelligence loss is not enough to make you dysfunctional, but it does
Yeah.
mean that any rolls relying on intelligence are going to be reduced
affected,
in that way. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.